Okay, for Thursday class, actually this is going to be quite a short class. It's going to be on safety actually. So after quality is safety. Actually, in construction, these are the big four things that really matters: time, cost, quality, and safety. So quality management is covered in the same set of notes. So if you look at the notes that has been posted, quality management is actually from page 1 to about page 20, and then so from the same notes from page 21 up to 27, there is notes on safety. Actually, in construction, safety covers a lot of things. Number one is the safety of the structure or of the facilities, of the products, of the overall things that you build, so you have to make sure that it stands. You have to make sure that it doesn't goyang. You have to make sure that it doesn't break down, and you have to make sure the integrity of the product that you build is in accordance. So you see, when we talk about safety in terms of the product and the integrity of the product itself, this type of safety is very much directly linked to the quality of the project, so or the quality of the product that was produced at the end of the day. Okay, so that part of safety is actually more linked with quality. So when we talk about drawings, when we talk about specification, when we talk about PQP, when we talk about designs, we want to make sure that the project that we finally build on site is actually in accordance to the drawings, the specification, the PQP, the work method statement. It fulfills all the quality requirement that has been set up, that you initially set up, that you initially have the meeting of minds with the client. Then they know what it looks like. They want to expect something. What they are expecting. And then when you build that thing up, we talk about quality, it's like meeting that requirement. But if we talk about integrity, it's more on the structure or the product itself is actually safe to be used, you see. So if you talk about quality in that sense, it's actually fixed for its intended purpose. It's like a level 1 or level 2, so but the integrity bit is really the structure doesn't fall down, the bridge doesn't fall down, when heavy loading goes on it, it doesn't crack, and the house, when there is a huge gust of wind coming, it doesn't sort of like sway and bend, and then have a huge breakdown, sort of thing. So those are actually more, if we talk about quality, it's more on level 1 and 2. You see, it's a level 1 and 2 kind of thing, fit for its intended purpose and meeting the requirement of the project. But that is so important, that is so basic, because you do not want to have a pipe that bursts, and then you do not want an anchor block that when the water runs through it, it flew away and bang into a car and kill somebody, something like that. You do not want to have a drain that is not properly designed and not properly built, and somebody ran into it and then fall into it and die. That's that sort of things. And then you also do not want structure that fails, bridges that fails, and jetty that fails, and float away, kind of thing. And then you do not want to have building that the beam actually just broke into two, the column that actually snapped into two, that sort of things. So it's like that is the integrity of the project. So we have to make sure the safety aspects is covered. So safety and integrity, like quality, safety, integrity is like the in between, you see. So if we talk about that bridge, between the relationship between safety and quality, it is that bridge, that integrity bridge. You have to meet that basic level 1 and 2 of the definition of quality, and that is the definition of the safety and integrity of the project and of the product that you are building. Okay, so engineer as a builder of the nation, we really have to remember that everything that we build are going to be used by human being, and this is the end user, people who is going to be using our product, using our project. They are very important. They are the one that needs to be safeguarded so that they are using it in a safe manner, that their life and their money and their property, their economics are not jeopardized by the negligence of the engineer, okay, or the improper construction or improper design, that causes failures to the product, and that causes later on affecting the livelihood and affecting the safety of the life of the people involved. Okay, so these are safety in terms of those aspects, the integrity of the structure. But construction, we talk more about the construction of the safety, as in the people working on site. So these are talking about when we have people working on site, the workers, the labor, the engineers, everybody who is running around on that site, who are supposed to be running around on that site, the engineers, the project manager, all these people, they are working in the safe environment and healthy environment. So these are actually covered under OSHA, Occupational Health and Safety, okay, acts. And this is a legal thing, okay. If somebody die on the site, people who are working on the site actually had an accident, or they actually have a mishaps and they pass away, whether they pass away or don't pass away, or they had an accident that broke a finger or broke a leg, or had a bang on their head, all these are actually breaking the law of Malaysia, because all workers who are working on the construction site are safeguarded by OSHA, okay, which is the Occupational Health and Safety Act. So we are also, there's two components here. One is the safety, one is the health. Health is more long term. So health is more like you have to give them clean sanitation, there's a clean worker quarters, there's no COVID pandemic running around on the site, and you are keeping them, you're giving them drinking water, safe drinking water on site, and safe sanitation, sewage. These are all the aspects of health. And if people working on your site and in the long run they have a health issue, if they trace it back to your construction site that is hazardous, that you did not provide all these things properly for them, then you are actually be liable, or not as the company who is constructing, as the client who are building the project. We are all liable. We are all liable to pay for the losses, and actually is against the law. You may be jailed, and having all sorts of different consequences besides penalty. Okay, so nowadays, even if these things are very seriously checked as well on site. Although a lot of sites still did not provide a lot of basic sanitation and clean water and all that, it can be, that is not the long way to go. That is not the future, okay? The future for you engineers and us as a project manager and all that, it is in the long run, you need to work out that cost into the project. A lot of times, we didn't cost it into the project, so we don't provide, you see. So that is poppycock, okay? You're not supposed to do that. It's against the law, okay? And if these laws are being tightened and seriously tightened, the construction project, the main contractor, the client, everybody will be in trouble, okay? Not only with penalty, you can be jailed for all these sort of things, okay? So as people get more and more modern, as people get more and more educated, these are the things that we really cannot overlook, and we cannot say there's no budget. You have to budget into the job, and the country needs to progress, people needs to progress, they need to live in a safe and healthy environment while working on site, okay?